This is like Arabic.
That was Shabbos.
Has a lot of shuls.
Yeah,
So a single shul in Brisk is allowed to start coming here.
were you here?
There was 10,000 rubles needed.
I would have liked to come here, but they didn't have any room on the Haftorah.
They would go to court and those.
It was my birthday, my bar mitzvah.
High-risk
So
calls
I
are like
was with the Haftorah.
they're not starting to slow down now. These are our biggest meetings.
I was a little crazy. I haven't even looked at it in 2 years. I went on it without looking. And thank God.
Conversations
It's
over
fine.
when you're all back here.
It's good. It's like muscle memory, you know?
Right, though.
How do we make sure we don't lose it?
So make sure both of the
Toggles the toggle?
I
Okay.
guess read them also, but from what I saw on Friday when Jay ended the
Let's
first
take it
year.
over. Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning. I can never remember your name.
David.
David.
Moshe?
Sort of. Yankee.
There's emotion inside of him.
I have all those letters in my middle name. Shlomo.
That was a good one.
Who's going to Israel pro Israel rally today?
I'm not pro Israel, I guess so. Where is it?
I get you.
I'm not going. I'm not.
Most Jews are not going. They want to.
If I was trained that if I'm able to conceal carry and I knew how to use a knife and brass knuckles, and I was looking for
Just bring mace and.
I think David wants to go.
Was he?
He would love to have someone pick on him and knock him out. Yeah. We should call it like when I was in Israel, in the day in their Yaakov rallies, like, they would be perfect to come to this rally from 22 years ago. Very nice.
Well, this is going to incite.
I just feel like all it does is incite people. Like,
Making your own cup.
This is my way of-
That's what, I think that's what, I think that's what the Golim say.
this
They
is so
never
much more
recommend these
powerful.
things. They don't, generally they don't recommend these things, and they say when they did this for Russia, I think they said it's, you know, for the released Soviet Jews, diplomats said slowed things down. They were working clandestinely. And you just don't want to. I'm not kidding, I'm telling you some of the things that go
I
through
know,
my
even
head.
Hanan Ben Ari, right? He
Who's it?
can't, he's a big singer.
I'm sorry?
A big singer, star singer. He canceled his tour because he didn't want to create gatherings that were going to cause,
Oh, he's not coming?
no.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to put shit he's like, people are going wild in this country right now. He's like, I need to cause a gathering that's going to be even a cause, I'm putting a target.
Yeah, he was. He's going to
Yeah, like
Miami,
LA.
LA, here. I went the best concert I ever went to in my life.
And this is really funny.
Rehoboth, yeah. Remember
Guys, I just heard an unbelievable story. My cousin told me, someone he's close with, his daughter was on this flight to Israel. You guys might have heard it, I didn't see it. There was a guy putting on tefillin.
What?
A guy putting on tefillin on the plane. And when he was finished putting on tefillin, he was very emotional. He turns to the guy next to him and says, hey, would you like to put on tefillin?
I heard this story, yeah.
He's like, no. Israeli guy. And turns to the other guy, no. Fine. Half an hour later, one of the guys turns to him and says,
Why'd you ask me?
why are you bothering me? Like, I'll be honest, I'm not that type of person, but I'm just very emotional. I'm on my way to bury my son who was killed in the massacre. He was found body in Shiur. And the guy was trying to shoot him, all of a sudden, like, what? Down here. The other guy in the back says, give me your film. After he was done with the the guy in the front row turns around and says, give me your film. Before you know it, there was a line of people on the plane that wanted to film us. Mid-flight, the pilot makes an announcement, guys, the co-pilot's taking over, I need to go put on the film. And it was this girl witnessed this, and on her way back to seminary, like.
Yeah, my granddaughter's on a plane this morning.
Oh yeah?
Going back.
Should be safe. Do a lot of Yiddish nachas.
Yeah, she going back. And she said she'd be willing if they asked her to work, you know, to help. She's ready to go.
You ready to go family? Is someone sponsored the Shiur? Is this your sponsor? Do we get sponsors for this year?
Not that I know if you could do it or not.
My nephew's in Gaza, so I want to discuss.
Don't need the sponsor, you could just say the name and...
Alright, my nephew Yitzchak Ben Rivka is in Gaza doing what he has to do, so if everyone could, yeah.
Suicide is a lot.
He's very strong, like my daughter says. We're the strongest army in the world because they have Yitzchak.
Yitzchak's a strong man.
May the good Lord take a liking to him, but not too soon.
Amen. Yeah.
So funny.
What's so funny?
Yeah.
I mean, it's expression about Yitzchak. He left the world, no?
Yitzchak.
That was Yitzchak. Okay. Okay, good morning, everybody. Again, what was the name?
Yitzchak Ben Rivka.
Yitzchak Ben Rivka, should have strength, should have bitachon. Kadosh Baruch Hu should guide every single bullet to the right place.
Amen.
So, when you come to the sugya bitachon, and any sugya, bitachon is what we're working on right now. So, there's a way to acquire bitachon. There's a way to acquire ahava and devekis, but we're talking about bitachon. And then there's a way that we need to stand guard. We have to be shomer, right? We have to protect the bitachon that we've gained, or we have to protect ourselves from not losing ground. Right? Let's say we haven't even gained any ground, but we don't want to get pushed back, right? Asaitos or Mirah, there's different ways. Right now we're pushing in to enemy territories in the world, and there's times where we are holding strong on defense. Right? Two different sugyas, two different parts of the same sugya. So I'll ask you three questions. I think very simple questions. Question number one. Would you send an untrained, or let's say he's trained for a month or two. How long has Yitzchak been in the army?
3 years.
3 years. So would you send, guy's been training in the IDF for, 3 to 6 months, 8 months maybe. Would you send them in right now from us?
Depending on the need. You would
Right now we're holding. Would you send in a guy who's been 8 months into one of the most dangerous places?
If you had no choice, yes.
I'm not in no choice. Right now we're not in a place of no choice. Right now we're in a place of.
They usually train.
You have 360,000 troops.
I'm saying 6 months. I don't know. I'm asking you. Would you send the guy 6 months right now in your logic?
Depending on need.
I'm asking right now. Okay. Next question. I know, I'm getting emotional here.
Hello.
Yeah.
If they didn't need those people who were just drafted in, then I would say no. However, due to the emergency, whatever training they can get, which is what a lot of this has been going on for a couple of weeks. That's why they didn't enter.
Okay. Are we sending in the 6 months guys in first?
Probably
Not first.
No, clearly not. Okay. Say question number 2. Guy has an issue with his knees. His knees, usually they're okay, but he realizes that after he drinks Coca-Cola, exactly, or he plays too much, let's say basketball, like running around, his knees buckle on him for 2-3 days. He can't function. Should this person drink Coca-Cola or exercise too much? No. Very good. Thank you. That was an easy one. I have to stay out of the emotional. I know we have to stay out of the emotions right now. How about?
It's the usual Jewish answer.
We're all Jews. I got to deal with the Jews. You're feeling a bit down. Person's feeling down. A little bit down. He's not depressed. He's not feeling good. Melancholy maybe. And your friend says to you, I have a drink for you. I have a drink that could help you, that potentially could help you. So you say to your friend, well, what's in the drink? He says, poison. Whoa. Poison? Why would I drink poison? He said, no, because the poison will make you feel nauseous. And if you're feeling nauseous, then you won't feel down. You'll be worried about other things. But what?
You won't feel that if you're dead.
No, so it's not the poison's not going to kill you, mamish. It's just like
Mess you up.
it'll mess you up. And I don't know what's going to happen 3 weeks down the line, 4 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen to you down the line. But right now, it'll make you feel a little bit nauseous or queasy. Would you take the poison? Would you take that drink?
No.
Find another way, right? Find another way. Okay. Let's go into Bitachon for a second. Those are supposed to be easy questions.
I would drink that Coke that the other guy did.
So your knees are going to hurt, so you don't have to think about it.
Go to the army, drink the Coke.
Okay, clear. When it comes to, it's good. It's good. Gotta get people fired up in the morning here. So Bitachon, clearly we know, is trusting in a Kodesh Baruch Hu. Nothing to worry about. Unless, again, imminent. I keep saying this again and again. If there's imminent danger, there's no sugi Bitachon. You run. You do what you have to do. That's not Bitachon. Right? So Bitachon is, it's a life, it's a way of living. We're going to live strong, confident lives that there's a creator, there's one who's being manhig, who's running the world, every aspect of the world to the minutia, the smallest details. And he's running it for the best. I don't have to worry about it. I just have to do what I have to do. Not crazy, not nothing, somewhere nicely balanced in the middle. Right? Where my heart is calm. Not down, melancholy, depressed. That's not good. Not crazy, nervous, anxious, just grabbing, groping. A nice calm place. Do what I need to do. Work, daven, learn, raise the kids. With a Kodesh Baruch Hu. And that's not boring. It sounds more boring than the excited or the guy. But you can live a life filled with emotions. Proper, healthy, living, joy, happy. Bitachon. If there's something to worry about, something comes your way. Financial news, world events of some sort that comes your way. Something in the family, get worried a little bit, get a little anxious. What we have to do is, okay, stop, and let's review the Yisodos of Bitachon. There's a Borei Olam. He's the one who's creating the situation. It is for my best. It's only him. Nobody else has any say over anything in the world besides for him. Aleph Beis Gimel. How does that affect my current situation? Right? Take the Yisodos into the details. I said this like 1,000,000 times, yeah? But we all need it 1,000,000 times. It's the only way. And, right? You go into your own personal situation. Try to draw down from the Yisodos into the situation, the detailed situation, and try to see how to live proper Bitachon in that situation. Good. Calm yourself down a little bit. Maybe not 100%, but that's okay. We're working on Bitachon. That's all we can expect from ourselves. Our hishtadlis sometimes is to work on Bitachon. And if it works, that's up to Kodesh Baruch Hu. And if we're still in a crazed state, it's up to Kodesh Baruch Hu. We have to work on it. We have to do hishtadlis in our Bitachon. And hopefully over time, Kodesh Baruch Hu will allow it to work and we'll be more calm in more situations of our life.
If you're still crazed, it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to still be crazed. Is that what you said?
For sure, but that could mean that you should work more in Bitachon. It could mean you need to work on a different Mahalach of Bitachon. But for sure, wherever you're holding is, that moment is a Kodesh Baruch Hu. What's your next move? That's where your Bechir is. It could be, stop thinking about everything, just go take a vacation.
He's also, just to be clear, he's not saying that if you're in a time that somebody's you would normally run. It's not a.
No, I'm talking about when your peer, your wife, your friend, your family is excessively nervous. You're saying that that's where Hashem wants that person to be at that time.
For that minute, yes. And then you often had to deal with that. You're speaking about another person or yourself? You said your peer.
About another person. You
right.
said when you see somebody freaking out, or when you're freaking out, or when somebody else is freaking
out. So for you, who's supposed to be the help and the support, realize it's coming from a Kodesh Baruch Hu. Yeah, that'll set you properly. Instead of telling that person, could you stop freaking out already? That's never worked ever. And you're doing that because they're bothering you. But if you see them, the way that they're being right now is HaKadosh Baruch Hu guided, maybe I'm supposed to step in and support this person as a Shlich Hashem for them. Right? Every sugya is so nuanced in how is it when you deal with yourself versus when you deal with other people, right? When we're dealing with ourselves, getting nervous, anybody in this room here, I'm gonna give you the book. Here you go. You know what to do. But I wouldn't give it to a person who's not in this room. They'd be like, what are you giving me? What is this? They don't know what this is. You can't just tell a person, Habitachon, it's gonna be okay. But the people who are in the sugya, I wouldn't say that either, but I would say it in levushim of, we've learned this before, let's review. For people who never learned it, it's not a review. It's new. You can't teach a guy in a foxhole new tricks. I just mixed two lines over there. That's a little bit deep. You have to think about that. Right? When you're in the foxhole, you're not learning anything new. You only are what you have already. Right? But for people who do know some stuff, we can work with it. Now, Bitachon A, we're trying to live life of Bitachon where I'm going into the world knowing it's a Kodesh Baruch Hu, the flow is good, it's going to be positive, even when things don't look so good, it's good, it's going to be good. I don't understand, I'm just going to keep going. Then there's the times, and this could be one person, this could be three different people. We're humans, so we're going to be all three of these. Sometimes we do get nervous, we do get worried. The things that we hear that affect us, it's affecting me. What am I supposed to do? Financial, family, spiritual, it is affecting me. Okay, I'm affected, no problem. Let's go into bitachon mode. Let's review, let's chazer over, let's say what we need to say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with your mouth, not just your head, with your mouth. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is you're running it, I know it's for my best, I don't understand it, but I don't have to understand it, it's going to be okay. I've done this before, you've sent me this way, I thought I was going to die, I thought I was going to lose all my money, but I'm still here today, I'm still alive, I haven't lost all my money, and you will continue to help me, we'll figure this out. This can happen once a day. But then you have a person who's hearing things from the outside that don't actually affect him. It's not about his finances, it's not about his own health, it's not about his own family, it's not about his own spirituality. It's somebody else. Or you have a person who's extraordinarily worried, anxious, and nervous about the future, year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. This person has serious, not bad, but he has serious issues with his bitachon. He's not even being actually affected himself. Or it's not in this zman. It's, again, I'm not saying there's no time limit. Let's say it's a year from now. 2 years now, 5 years now. He's worrying about something. He's worrying about the kid's bar mitzvah and the kid's 5, right? He's worrying about the kid's college tuition. The girl's 7 years old. Right? Years. And he's worrying now. Now this person has a bigger issue. This person doesn't really even know bitachon. That means he hasn't really yet learned it properly. We're not reviewing right now. We need to learn the ABCs again, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just where we're holding. The fears of the world, financial fears, educational fears, family fears, world fears, there's nothing new. The world has seen everything. We've seen nuclear threats. Not in my day, I don't think, but the world has seen such things. There were times that people actually thought the world was going to be over. So you can't get any worse than that, right? That's pretty bad. It's like the whole world came over. There's no new fears in the world. It's the same old stuff, just coming around again and again in different levushim. Just could be that I wasn't affected by it, and now I am affected by it. Maybe it's somebody that I know that's affected. Right? If you hear about some war going on in Sri Lanka, okay, there probably is a war going on in Sri Lanka for all we know. It doesn't affect us. As things get closer, then they affect us more. So when we're in the world of bitachon, we're learning, we're chazering over, we're living strong, confident lives. If something comes our way and it rattles us a little bit, okay, let's chazer over. If something's coming from mamish right field, right, nobody hits the right field anymore, right, it's going really far out, and I'm still nervous, okay, so now I really need a lot of asay too. I gotta open up the safer from the beginning, start again. Right? Should a person drink the Coke? Should he play too much if he knows it's going to be a problem for his knees? Should he send an untrained guy in if he's not needed right now? Should he drink that poison? That'd be ingesting and bringing to yourself something that can hurt you. If a person by accidentally drinks, it says water, sold in a store, and a person drinks it, and there was a big mistake, and it wasn't water, and it was that poison stuff, okay, you gotta go to the doctor, you have to go to... But if there's water and poison, do you drink the poison? Clearly not. It's so obvious, right? Why would we bring upon ourselves something that can hurt us, right? Physically. Why would we bring upon ourselves things that could hurt us in any way? Anything mentally, anything emotionally. Why would we bring ourselves to that? Avram Avinu. This week's parsha. He's sitting in his house, doing what Avram Avinu does. I don't know, spodinus, davening, learning, whatever he's doing. And some guy runs over and says, Avram, there's a big war going on, and your nephew's captured. Lot. Akan, he goes away. Now, Avram Avinu, that was this week's parsha, right? Avram Avinu now has to decide what he's going to do with that information. And he decided to go after Lot. There's a the Nikud of Mashiach's in Lot, right? Lot comes Moab, and Moab is Rus, and Rus is David. Avram Avinu knows he has to go. What would be if the information came to him, the poet, Og, runs as Avram Avinu, there's a big war, 4 kings versus 5 kings. I'm sorry to tell you, but your nephew was killed. I saw Lot get killed. He was in the middle of it, Sodom, he's killed. What's Avram Avinu going to do? Now, we don't know, but what would you assume he would do?
Double check.
What?
Maybe double check.
Okay, maybe double check, fine, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Let's say Lot, what?
Not going to fight. Cry.
Probably cry, mourn, but probably not going to fight. Right. He only went to fight because there's Lot.
He didn't fight beforehand either.
He didn't fight beforehand. His family, we don't hear from the Torah that it was in any danger. Right? He went to fight and he left Sarah there he wasn't nervous. So probably, again, it's all assumption.
They were fighting for you.
So let's say he didn't even hear about the news. Let's say the poet never came. Was Avram Avinu sending out information? Hey, what's going on with Lot? What's going on? Was he sending spies to find out what's going on with Lot? No. Avram Avinu separated from Lot. That's what needed to be. And he lived his merry way with the Kodesh Baruch Hu, with Bitachon, with Emunah, and he lived and he was happy, and the information came to him. And in that situation, there needed to be a response. But again, even if the information came to him, and it was that Lot died, and he knew, let's say he verified. Okay, that's sad. I have to mourn. My nephew passed away. But that'll be it. I can't. What would happen after the Shiva? He'd go back to his ways. Agree? So the question is, this is my question. Maybe someone can help me. Why is it then, do we go out to hear what's going on in the world, things that aren't actually affecting us? Why are we going into a place of Nisayun where there's doubts, there's confusions, no mentions of God, Kemat ever. There's just mental, emotional anxiety, worry, depression, destruction of all Emunah and Bitachon. Why would it go to such a place? That's crazy, right? It'd be insane to go to such a place that has so many possible travesties. That would be crazy, right? Who would go to such a place?
You're setting. May I?
I'm setting the stage. Yes,
All right.
I'm setting. I'm going to get yelled at, but I don't care because
No.
once yeah.
If I'm following the
Hope so.
thought process,
Yeah.
you're setting the stage for the eternal question between Dr. Lamb's total ummah.
One second. I have to pause. Because I don't know any of that. We can talk about that afterwards.
Well, no, that's
I'm keeping it very simple. I'm not bringing back anybody else.
It's not simple. It's the eternal friction. This is the eternal friction of the Jew between being part of Torah Umada or taking the Satmar Rebbe saying, I don't need your society.
Okay. Pause. I am bichlal not going there.
Oh, okay.
That's complicated. I'm going very simple. I'm talking about, would you walk into Gaza right now, you guys, unarmed? No.
Give me a rifle.
You'd go in with a rifle? Maybe you would. You're protection. I'm almost done yet. So I think everybody knows where I'm going.
You have no choice.
So you had no choice. But if I had a choice, would you go in there? No.
I'd let it
So the question is, and I ask everybody here, and I'm not getting emotional. I don't want anyone to get emotional. But it's just a question. It's something that I don't understand. And Baruch Hashem, we have a nice group here today. So maybe somebody can calmly, I don't want to get crazy here, but we're going to go maybe one by one, and someone could explain to me what's the purpose of listening to the news. I just said. 1 second. What'd you say? Curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat, right?
It's also concern.
Curiosity killed the cat. 1 second. We're going slow. So that's bad, right? Good. It's concern for what? Slow. 1 second. Who are we concerned about?
Well, I have a lot of family there, and my son there.
Okay, let's say that.
Concerns.
So call them. You're watching Fox, CNBC to hear.
Israeli news, Channel 24.
We have to be honest. You have to be open. And if you're not, don't say anything because I'm going to go after you.
How do you address my concern? You're saying instead of watching the news, I should make phone calls. That's what you're.
If you really are nervous and you think that will help you, knowing more information about what they're going through, again, if you think that'll help you or help them, maybe go right ahead. But don't watch the box, which Lav Davka is emes, that's for sure. Let me. I want to say this. It's mind-boggling. I'm gonna say this. Someone tells me, because this is good news also. By the way, I'm against good news also. Because someone has told me, and you guys could try it unemotionally. You can yell at me calmly. But someone tells me, I get it on my. Someone texts me. Did you hear this thing? And I read. Did you hear the Vatican? The Vatican has announced that they are so sorry. They are so sorry of all the travesties that they've done for so many years, and they see the light of the Jewish people that they've decided. You heard about this? One second. They've decided to go down into the vaults and give back the menorah that we all know they stole from us.
No, they should hold it. We're going to sue.
And they're going to give it back to us. Did you hear this?
Hold it. They're going to sue each other.
No. Sheker v'chozov. Now,
It was in the news.
Lu Yitzur, imagine for a minute. It's true. That'd be amazing. I would love to see. I'd be on the first flight to see the menorah, if that's true. But when you hear it in the news, why are we getting excited? It's false. Not that I don't like hope. I love happiness. But don't fake me out. And don't put yourself into fake outs. If it's true, I'm not denying it. I hope it is true. But I don't listen to this garbage. I think someone also, now this, you can tell me maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Someone sent me also that in the beginning, what happened a few weeks ago, maybe this was true. I don't know. A rocket hit the mosque right behind the Koso. Did you hear this?
No.
It wasn't by the Koso. It did it.
But that's not what was sent to me. Sent to me is rocket blows into whatever it's called over there.
Alaska Mas.
Engineering, I think.
Wasn't it Abu Ghosh?
No.
You know, you put a picture of the Kosel in front of these
What's
things.
the place by Telstone?
Now,
Abu Ghosh.
Abu Ghosh.
not yet. The point is, to go into the news is very dangerous. Is there ever a possibility that it can be Lato Ellis? I'll leave room for an exception.
It's called the TV, total vacuum.
There can be, but it's possible. But the problem is that no one has really worked through the sugya to say, you know what? Should I or should I not click update 5 million times on my phone? Should I not even listen? No one thinks, we just do. Anybody could do whatever they want. I might not even be talking to anybody here. These are things I'm talking to people about. And I'm wondering, why are you still drinking the Coke? Why are you still doing the things that you know hurt you? It could be you don't even know they hurt you, but they hurt you. Now, so then this is the question. Well, Mr. Smoker, hey, you know that can give you lung cancer, right? He's like, I know. So then why are you doing it? I can't stop. Can't stop. He's become obsessed. It's a compulsion. He's addicted. True? Now we're in trouble. Now all the intellectual knowledge, he's read it all. It's here, but he's now the smoking is here. I mean, literally, it's actually in his lungs. But I mean, he's obsessed. He's emotionally connected. He's compulsed to do it. Everybody has their own sugya. I'm not judging them either. Just this is the situation. So all the information coming to his head will never change this. This is much more powerful than this. The brain's more powerful in information and what it can do, but the heart guides your life. I know I shouldn't do X, Y, and Z, but I do X, Y, and Z. But my brain said, you know it's not good. My heart's connected to those things. Whether it's taiva, obsession, whatever it is. This is where curiosity comes in. So if a person, again, we're in the world of, I want to stick very strictly to bitachon. Why? Because that's our shiur. But when a person enters into a dangerous place like this, it's affecting his bitachon. I'm not going to go into all the other effects. There's many, but I want to stick right to our sugya. If there's a person who wants to truly work in bitachon and be confident in a Kodesh Baruch Hu, this is not the place to enter into. You need shmira, sur meira. You have to cut away from it. It's going to be almost impossible to, on one hand, work on true bitachon, that Kodesh Baruch Hu runs everything, and He's the guide, and He's the one who runs the world and everything that's happening, no exceptions. And at the same time, watching, even if it's bad stuff, even if it's IDF rolling into Gaza, what's happening? What's going on over there? What? Did you even mention one time a Kodesh Baruch Hu? No, because he's not in the news. If you really believe and trust it, you wouldn't need to listen to that stuff. If information comes to you, hopefully good information, great. If information comes to you, not great, then we have to respond like Avram Avinu. You're not obligated, and it's usher al pi bitachon, to go into these dangerous situations. I don't want to get emotional. Even to hear about family, you have to be careful. I don't want to get into that. That's a separate. But you have to know what you're doing. If it's to be mechazik them, okay, we have an obligation to be mechazik, to be nosei ba'olam chavero. Those are two different sugyas. I'm talking about the sugya bitachon. So now, if a person would be honest with himself, not anybody, I don't know. I'm not saying anybody, I don't know. Am I obsessed? Do I have a compulsion to watch the news? Can I turn it off for a day? Can I turn it off for a week? Can I stop watching it totally? Can I or can I not? If you cannot, well then you have a news issue, which probably means you have a bitachon issue. Bad? I'm not saying bad. It's just we have to know what we're working with, and we need the medicine. First of all, you have to have a ratzon to work in bitachon and not to enter into these places. If you don't have that ratzon, don't even try. There's nothing to talk about. But I want to be over for the people who do have a ratzon to rid themselves of the garbage and the entering into dangerous places of Emunah B'Tachon. If you do have that ratzon, then I'm telling you, this place is dangerous. I don't think. Have you heard this from anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good. Because I don't think anybody's talking about it, and I think it's a big problem.
Rabbi says.
Okay, good. I don't hear.
No, but again, you get to two. I'm trying to point out to you that it's clear that the Jew has an eternal friction. It starts with Yaakov.
Okay.
When he puts his head on
Mr.
the
Parkov,
stone.
I hear you, and we could talk about that. But I'm talking very lamaisa, very realistic. And it does come from deeper places in Machshav, and we could talk about that. But I'll tell you this. Sometimes when people talk about all the fancy stuff, which could be true, it disables. Yaakov is thousands of years ago.
Right,
So
but
how would Yaakov live right now?
Because we do this every week. That's why we're studying Torah.
Right.
Yaakov
So we
puts his head on the rock and he finally sees angels going up and down. So the storyline is that Hashem is between the hard place of the Gashmias of earth going to heaven. And what does Yaakov say? God is in this place. So therefore, we have to learn that what Yaakov is telling the Jew is we are in our place, which is here. It goes up and down between us and Shemaim. What's over there is not right now of the moment. It's up and down between us. Now you have to go into Rabbi Goldvich's shiur, which talks about the pull of Hebron.
I hear you.
And
I hear. There's so much. It's amazing.
Right.
But when all that stuff, you lose the lamaisa.
That's why I'm not a teacher.
Maybe. But that's okay. Everybody has to do what they want. We have to be very clear, or you lose the actuality. Yes?
I agree with you and appreciate the message each week. It's very powerful and very helpful. So that's number one thing.
Okay.
So I don't want to take away anything from the message when I ask this question. It's a
Good.
critical message that the rabbi is giving. Now the question is, where do you draw the line? It's, there's posters everywhere of kidnapped people and so forth. That's the question. How much, we all know the news is fake news. We don't have to talk about that.
We all know. So what do you want?
Anyway, I'm saying I appreciate you mentioning
So
it.
here, so let's go.
I'm just asking, where do you draw the line?
So let's go. Here we go. We'll do it like
That's
this.
the real question.
Posters.
Not the garbage.
So let's talk about that. You mentioned posters of kidnapped people.
Yes.
I look at them and I say Pittel to Hilm for them. Good. Now, what else? What's wrong with that? Great. That's not news. What else?
We had a,
Ask. We'll try to go through it.
By the way, Rabbi, we had a
IRS
shagans.
to do that.
According to what I saw on my
Well-
wife's idiot phone, we saw. Well, it's true. It's an idiot.
Well, then why are we watching
The
it?
guy was pulling
Playwright,
down a
yeah.
Shagans construction worker. This guy, not a Jew, walks up to an Arab-looking guy and he says, "What are you pulling these down?" I'm a veteran. I fought for the freedom to put that up. The Arab wanted to crawl into a rock somewhere.
Okay.
What?
You should have.
Good. So we need confidence. So now let's talk about let's talk about what the news does to us. Let's talk about a little bit what the news does to us. The news. I speak to a guy. Here's what he tells me. He's like, I'm getting lost in it. That's bad lashon. Getting lost in it. It's sapping me of my strength. He's honest. He said it's sapping me of my strength. So we're supposed to be confident Jews who step up to Arabs and tell them to take a hike, but watching the news makes us weak, not strong. Makes us weak. Once in a while, you feel good. You heard we blew up some things. You don't really feel that good.
Oh, I do. Watching those buildings go up.
Yeah, I know. And then you hear. But then if you're in the world of the news, then you also hear.
We're calling Kinney parking.
If you're in the news,
Parking lot on the Mediterranean.
I know. We have to be. A person has to be lamaisa. I'm trying to keep it lamaisa. I know. I have to keep it very. Leitzanis destroys a lot of things. You have to be very. I'm being very serious. So at the same time that you see 10 buildings going up, you also hear six civilians died. Luyitzer, it's true. We have to report the honesty, right? So 10 buildings go down. Nobody's in them. It was all terrorist buildings. 6 civilians died. How excited are you? Honestly.
It's an anti-Israel slur because in Dresden,
Mr. Parker, one second.
answered that question. They just killed.
Okay, one second. Person is watching this stuff. Honestly, how do you feel? Honestly. Love Dafka.
No, I feel.
Let's say
Parv.
Parv. Let's just say Parv. Let's go with Parv. So what did you gain? What did you gain? And even
civilians? That's
what?
The question. Are they really innocent civilians?
But then you're right. Again, now you're getting into details. So are they? Are they not? Are they all terrorists? Are there any happy children there? I don't know. But you're putting yourself into a dangerous situation. You're not going to be able to think straight.
Nobody asked.
Do you want to think straight? Do you want to daven? Do you want to learn? Do you want to be a good, happy parent, husband, Jew? If you do, keep your mind clean. It's very clear.
Right.
It's like,
it's just, it's not like we get caught up in are they. We don't need to be worried about that. That's not our question.
details destroy. Listen to me carefully. I'm being very serious here. Details destroy emunah bitachon. I'm going to say it again. Details destroy emunah bitachon. Because the more you get into that place, Kodesh Baruch is not there with you.
They have zero
Maybe.
relevance.
I don't know. 1 second.
Zero relevance.
Like
Now.
your family.
Zero relevance on your life.
Right.
Zero.
No, it's coming from your family. You're not supposed to know what's going on.
No,
when
he's
you
not
call
saying
them up.
that. He's just talking.
Call him
We
what?
talk about only the news.
No. What's the relevancy to your life?
When it's your family, it's relevant to your life.
Whoa. No, then you're just speaking to your family, and that's a direct conversation. That's on news.
Can I just bring a practical for Chabura, and we want to bring up myself?
Please.
We're in a war, and our part is not to be caught up in that, and to be caught up in this.
We have to be caught up in
That's-
the whole
that's
thing.
very clear.
The whole thing. Yeah.
The entire
That's
Inyan
the easy thing.
of the war by us, besides tzedakah and giving over and davening, there's a physical war. I'm sure Rabbi spoke about this. I don't hear everything he says. I run a team Inyan, so I don't know what he talks about during the day. So maybe he spoke about this. Maybe just whenever anything is.
said the favor, stop looking at any of that stuff. Clear.
Oh, okay, good. So then we're aligned. Okay, but so then I'm in a good place, which I think I understand. I know what he's going to say. Now, something else that he would talk about, and this is Yadua if we are learning life properly, and Baruch Hashem, we are in a place that we are learning it properly. Life is not 2D. Life is 3D. Life is not just physical. There's also spirituality. Whenever is going on anywhere in your life, in the world, anything, a table, physicality. You have to know there is a spiritual side to this table, to this event, to everything. Everything. What is the spiritual counterpart of the war that we're fighting right now against these para-adam, Parsha, called Hamas? What is this spiritual? Torah tefillah is always. Okay, tefillah a little bit more because it's Yishma El. Hashem heard his tefillah, so we need our tefillah has to be powerful now. But what's their whole inyan? Terror. To terrorize, yes? If you think that terror only happens with guns, with weapons, with destruction physically, you've half the battle. Terror is where it terrorizes your mind. It terrorizes your heart. And that could be even worse. Do you know people, I hope it wasn't you, do you know people are waking up in the middle of the night in a sweat because they had a dream that there's a plane coming and there was paragliders or Palestinians coming into Woodmere? Did you hear about this?
No.
Person woke up in the middle of the night sweating because that was his dream.
I sleep next to him.
I'm sorry to hear. Where does that come from?
No,
Where does that come from? Dreams come from what you think about during the day.
Comes on TV.
Crazy. So if you allow the terror in, you're only adding to what they're doing.
And you're affecting everybody around.
And then you affect everybody. You're not going to be able to stay, oh no, la-di-da-di-da. It's great. Yeah, people are just...
by the way, this is a lot easier for males than females.
Well, I'm talking to you right now.
No, but we live with females. I'm just saying,
So
for
you-
men to be more logical, like we're
Could
talking,
be.
is a little easier.
It could be, but you as the
Sometimes
male,
women are a little
I
bit
understand.
more emotional.
so you have to
A lot
learn,
more emotional.
this is not what you give to your wife. You give her love and support, you let her talk, and you erase all newscasts.
Yeah, just remember the
Don't give her the book.
Raise
That's
the
a-
cash.
Now,
Now, let me ask you a question. Like that. We use the word concern again. Because we're concerned about family. We're also concerned about hostages. They're not related to me, but there's concern there. So, there was still simchas going on, and people still go in the wards, and the chaims, and weddings, and I mean, there's some question as to whether or not we should be celebrating and doing these things. Well, there's milchama going on, and there's hostages being taken. I mean, there's a question of that.
And therefore what? You're asking about simchas or you're asking about news?
No, not news.
You're asking about simchas?
Not simchas.
That's not this conversation, and you can talk to Rabbi about that, but the marching orders are clear. You stay b'simcha, you stay doing what you're doing, because that fights the terror. It's not being apathetic to them. So say to them tehillim.
They win.
Hostages.
Don't give in one bit.
Go daven for them. Daven for them like crazy. And then go to your simcha. And then when you're done with your simcha, daven for them like crazy again. That's a proper avoda. People mix. They don't understand. Therefore, they want to lower their simcha because they think that's being nosei b'olam chavero. It's not. It's just destroying the kala. Yeah, I spoke to a chassan kala. The kala was distraught. He was distraught because the parents wanted to change the chuppah, tehillim, this was already a week ago, I mean, when it was really heavy, a week or two ago. They wanted to have some tehillim in the chuppah. They wanted to add a speech, to mechazik. And the kala was distraught. Not that she doesn't love every Jew. This is her one wedding day. This is her day. Why should it change because of what's going on? Of course, do tehillim at the chassan's tish. Of course, you want to play Am Yisrael Chai for an extra 3 minutes? For sure. But we're mixing things inappropriately, and people are taking hits. If we would daven and be worried properly for those in Eretz Yisrael and the hostages, then we wouldn't, which means davening and learning and being besimcha and doing what we have to do in the proper times of avoda, we wouldn't mix it. Now, we have to get towards the end here. In avoda, I want to tell you something else. Something that's exciting. Avram Avinu. Lech lecha. It's gewalt. El Eretz Asher Eka. Eretz Yisrael. Kedusha. Tahara v'agad l'shemecha. V'hei brocha. Avram Avinu. He's the man. All his life, if no, but the whole world is starting with Avram Avinu. He's going out. Vistas, new worlds. Kodesh Baruch told him, you have to leave the place you're in and go to the new place. Every Dvar Torah is about this. If you stay connected to those three things, whatever they mean, every Torah, everybody's talking about it. Midos and Mashavas and Mais. You have to leave your parents' house. You have to leave the way of this country. If you don't cut from that, you cannot get to El Haaretz Asher. Correct? Whenever, in Remez, whenever you're leaving a place, in Hebrew, what do you put as the prefix? Mem, Mei, Artzacha, from. You're leaving that place, from. Whenever you're going to a place, what do you put as the prefix? Lamed. Me Artzacha, le Aretz, Ashereka. It's called Mal. It's Mal. Mila, to cut away. It's the end of the parsha is Mila. The only way that you can get to El Haaretz Asher, which could be a person's waiting for Parnasa, could be a person's waiting for spiritual levels, a whole new world that exists for each one of us that we're davening for. You might need to cut away from the past before Kodesh Baruch Hu gives you your future. You cannot live in your past, daven for a new future, but bring the past with you. It don't work. You can't go to the future where you want to be carrying with the old packs. Well, look, someone showed me a picture of a guy wearing wearing a helmet from the 1973 or whatever war. He was wearing it he wasn't in Gaza itself, but he was getting pretty close, and he was wearing a helmet from 1973, from 50 years ago. You can't go into a new war with old stuff. It just doesn't happen. Now, to end off, if anybody appreciates what they heard here today, but they know, honestly, they don't want to be attached to it. So first of all, cut away all your apps, get away from it. If you can, that'd be amazing, and you should. Try it for a week, 2 weeks, a month. You'll feel so good about yourself. I promise. But if for some reason you need to still be connected to it, so at least make Gedar. So I'm going to give 5 rules. Right? If you have to. Now, again, everybody can do it on their own. If you want to, great. If you don't, go back into Gaza with your head, if you want to. before you look at any news. What I'm about to subject myself to may or may not be true. First of all, may or may not be true. If you get past that and you still want to look at it, right? If you already admit this might not be true, so then you might ask, why am I wasting my time? Shouldn't I be at work? Shouldn't I be saying Tehillim? You think you're confident, it might be true. Number two, if it's true, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is orchestrating this event that I'm about to enter into, and it's for the best. Bitachon. 3, even if the events look bleak, I don't need to fall prey to the terror, to the depression. And fall prey to who? To the reporters who are vada not working from a place of bitachon. Okay, 99.9% of them are not working from bitachon, and they're relating this news. I don't have to fall prey. Myself, a Baal bitachon, doesn't have to fall prey to a non-Baal bitachon who's giving over bleak type news. If you're still going, number 4, even after I see this event, I will stay positive, I will stay confident, I will stay happy, because I know Kodesh Baruch Hu is doing this for the best. And number 5, again, if you got through all of them, I will not spread any besuros ros. I will not tell anybody any depressing news. I will not spread terror.
What was number 4?
I will stay positive.
I will stay, even after I read the news, I will stay positive, confident, and happy, knowing that a Kodesh Baruch Hu runs the world.
If you know number 5, then you know not to even get into number 1.
If you know number 1 and
No,
anyway.
I'm sorry. If all you need, all you needed out of all of this was only number 5, because once you are have number 5 in Pneumius, you know not to even get to number 1 and do all the other nonsense. You don't have to.
Each person didn't have their number that they're affected to.
What was number 5?
I will not spread any.
I just want to reinforce what you're saying. The rabbi is saying,
Yeah.
having been in the news business for many years.
Okay, so one second. Just so before you do that,
Spread what?
I'm not spreading any material source. One second, you'll get it. Everybody's clear. Again, we're in a bitachon world. We're trying to work in bitachon. We don't want to enter into a place that can destroy bitachon. We're not ready for it. It's bad. Yeah, last.
I just want to say, even the best, well-meaning, religious Jew with bitachon who's doing a video is doing it from their perspective. No, I'm just saying.
Also for money. That's.
No. Forget the buy it. Forget the bad stuff. I'm saying even the best of us who do the best we can.
Right.
It's still just our opinion
correct.
that day.
Correct.
The next year you look at your own video, you might say you feel a little different. I'm just saying it's very subjective no matter what. You go in with your own story, you go in with your own questions.
Correct.
You pick your own
So
questions.
if your best friend is the reporter,
even
maybe.
if it's good, it's still your perspective.
Let's really be talking. Let's cleanse our minds.
Oh,
What do you call it? The five rules.
I made them up. I don't know. 5 rules before you look at the news. 5 rules. You should never look at the news. That's part of the heading. Never look at the news. But if you still decide you want to, these are the 5 rules.
You might even